Hey guys, what is up? I am Devil Driven. Today's video, just going over some of the new cards. I didn't get to put this out yesterday. I just wanted to go over some of these cards are really good. I'm really excited to try them out. But yesterday they had a dead stream. They gave a couple cards. We'll start at the top here. The Alp is a 3 strength, 5 provision. Damage an enemy unit by 2. If Alp is under Blood Moon, drain an enemy unit instead. So, from what I understand, drain, you put it on your opponent, you take their energy or their strength and give it to you, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe that's how that works. And then the Blood Moon effect is back. I haven't seen anything about Moonlight, but Blood Moon apparently is a positive weather effect. It shows up on your side of the board if you're playing monsters, and it gives your units a little bit of a boost, which is awesome. I think this is great. I hope it has an even better effect than it did before. For 5 provisions, I mean, it seems like it's a pretty decent card. I mean, 3 for 2. It's kind of like the Wyvern, but it's got a possibility for a bonus. The Wyvern does have Thrive, but Drain seems pretty good too. So we just got to figure out how you get Blood Moon on the board. Feast of Blood. The art on this is crazy. This guy's neck is just getting all twisted up. It's a spell. 4 provisions. Give an enemy unit bleeding for 6 turns. If you control a vampire, purify it. So purify, if they have a shield up and you have a vampire on the board, you remove the shield and then you give it 6 bleeding as well. So for every turn on, I believe it's end of turn, they said on the stream, it's just a dot, damage over time. It's going to just hit them for 6, 1 for 6 turns. It seems like it's an okay card. I think you're mostly just trying to like whittle your opponent down. I think this is a really cool strategy. You just start putting, dots all over the board. Your opponent's just, getting, they're putting strength on the board, but they're losing strength as they, try to fight off this bleeding effect. I think it's really great. If you're going up against, if this self-wounding is going to be a archetype, this is going to be helpful to them. So I like that some factions have like a, an advantage against others. I think it's kind of fair. You know what I mean? Decent card though. I think it'll. I mean, for 4 provisions, and it could possibly get 6 damage. Starting off, you play your vampire, you play this, and you could possibly just steamroll, especially in the later rounds. Imperial Diviner. Now, they mentioned on the stream as well that they're not real happy how Nilfgaard is playing. I remember when Nilfgaard was like the most consistent, like every archetype just fit perfectly, and now it's just like this one of mess that you're just playing cards that actually just have good stats on them. They don't really synergize that well, so they're definitely working on it. Assimilate, I'm not real sure on this mechanic. I do deploy, purify a unit. From what I understand, assimilate is if you play a card not from Nilfgaard. You take a card from your opponent, creating it, or switching over to their type of faction cards or whatever. I'm not real sure on this one. I don't think this one's going to work out very well. I think it's going to be a lot of create stuff, it seems like, because how are you going to play your opponent's cards? The only way I see is create or stealing them with General Optar or whatever. But I don't know about this one. This one doesn't seem very good, and I'm not real sure on Assimilate. We'll have to see. Next one, Lavigne de Terras. I don't know if anybody's mentioned this or not, but this kind of looks like Ash cosplay. Deploy, set a unit's power equal to its provision cost. They said on the stream for this one, it does go through shield because it's set. So if they have a big engine up that's you know, 4 provisions and they buffed it all up, you can knock it straight down even if it's shielded. So if it was 4 originally, or 4 provisions, and you got it up to 12, it's getting knocked down the 4 provisions. Or you can vice versa it on your side of the board. If something is 3 strength but 10 provisions on your side, you could flip it around and make it a 10. As far as I know, this is boosted strength. This isn't strengthened because that would just be retarded. We know what happened with strengthen and greatswords in beta, so I think this card's pretty good. I think it's a big swing either way. I think it's going to have it. I like cards that let you pick. You know, you can either screw up your opponent or help yourself out. It just seems like it's pretty good. 10 provisions is kind of high, but you know, it depends on too how high strength some of these cards are going to be. You might there might be some cards, you know, I mean, something that's 13 provisions, you know, flipping something to a 13, turning it in higher than Old Spear Tip seems pretty decent. All right, Citron Artificer. So he's making a shield here. Formation. This one seems like it's going to be pretty good. The shields give an allied unit a shield. They need to protect their engines. The engines need to live. If they can't live, it's going to be rough. It is orders, so you put it on the board, then you play your engine, you give it shield. They either got to kill this or the engine. You know what I mean? They have to pick. They either take this out, and then you play your engine, and your engine lives, or they leave this up, you play your engine, and then they have to figure out a way to deal with it. So it's just a matter of you just constantly putting threats on the board. 5 provisions, protecting an engine. If you're playing Demovid, you're playing full test, I think you're going to want to keep this this guy in your deck, at least as a 1-of at the most, because I don't know. I think giving shields is going to be huge. King Ragnar. He's all beat up, and his horse has seen better days too. 4 strength, 10 provisions, deploy melee, so it is row specific. Remove shields from all units, then boost self by 3 for every shield. I believe there was a Hearthstone card that was similar to this with, which I forget what they call their shields, but it got pretty bananas as well. So this card, it has, I mean, the shields have to stay up though. I mean, if you're going up against a solitary deck that's not doing any damage, like, you know, the Ghoul and Osriel deck, the big woodland, you might be able to pop this off for, you know, like get an extra like 12 strength off of it or something. But I think for the most part, most decks are going to be chucking some hate your way. I really do. I guess, like I said, it just depends on how much damage is going to be in the meta. If everybody's going to go solitary deck, if everybody's going to do like a mid-range thing where they got a little bit of both. This one I'm not real sure of. I mean, it has a huge ceiling. I mean, if you can get shields on everything and then drop this bad boy, you know, he's going to be a chunky boy. But we'll have to see on this one. This card I really like. I think this card, getting more traps is huge. I want Eldane to be awesome. Make Eldane insane in 2019. Trent Mantis stock, and it's ambush. Give the next unit you played by your opponent poison and transform into Mantis. Strike with zeal. Order transform into Mantis strike. So if you just flip it yourself, you just get 6 strength. But if your opponent plays a card, this flips and it gives that thing poison, and then you get 6 strength. So all in all, putting a poison on your opponent, especially if they play something big or something they wanted to keep on the board, because the way poison works, you play this card, it gives it poison, then you play Forest Whisperer, and you deploy, give an enemy unit poison. Second time, that thing's toast. Old Spear Tips up, got poison. You throw this little 3 strength tree chick out at him, it's toast. See you later. It's gone. I think poison's going to be kind of polarizing because it does just take out anything. You have a chance to react to it because you need two poisons to knock it out. But this card's really great too because it has options. I love cards with options. You play it on melee, you can poison, play it on range, shield an allied unit. Shield isn't specific to Northern Realms, only formation is. But 5 strength, if you're going with a poison deck, I think as long as you put like 4 of them in your deck, I think it's going to work out for you. You're going to take out something big. And you don't have to like have that huge damage boost on it. You know what I mean? You just need to put 2 dots of poison on it, and that thing's done. Really great card. I'm really excited to play Scoia'tael. This card, though, I sent Jason a message on Twitter. I told him, please leak this card. It was in the teaser trailer. This art looks amazing. This dude's just like sacrificing to the bear gods here. I don't know what's going on, but artists. This will be my card day one deck. I'm so excited. There's so many things in my head running with this card that it's not even funny. I think it's amazing. It's ranged whenever a unit is played, not just yours, theirs. It gets knocked by half. You play Old Spear Tip, gets dropped down to 6. Everything gets knocked down by 1, but if the self-damaging archetype is going to take hold, you don't really care because you got stuff like Sav Blood, I think that's how you say it, Fantic. So you play this, it's 4 strength, 4 provisions, transform into Berserk. If it drops below half health or less, it transforms. So you play your Artist, play it on ranged, you play this, your opponent's losing strength, you're actually gaining strength. So it's just this big steamrolling, I think it's going to be banana. It's going to be berserk. It's going to be absolutely bananas. I think that it's just going to take off, and I'm really excited for it. Because your opponent's just straight losing strength, and you're gaining strength. You get 5 strength from playing this card, and your opponent is just little by little dropping strength. I love it. Absolutely love it. The more I look at Skellige, the more I think I'm going to start playing Skellige on opening day of Crimson Curse. But that's the video, guys. Like I said, I'll try to keep getting these out. You know, I wish I can get them out sooner, but these are what I think of these cards. This one, primo. Absolutely love it. But like always, thank you for watching. And I will see you guys next time.